Hi, I'm theciaellis, and welcome to Grandma's Homestead. Okay, well, I'm in the car. All right, I am on my way to the post office, and the reason I'm on my way to the post office is because they've called me and told me that my chicks have arrived. I had hoped to hatch my own chicks for laying, to have more egg layers in preparation of next season. If you remember, before I went to Florida, I had to take all those eggs out of the incubator, so because they were going to hatch while I was in Florida, and I was already asking too much of my family in my absence. That really hurt me, and it hurt me in more ways than one. It hurt me because I was taking eggs out of an incubator and basically killing a bunch of little chicks. But by the time I came back, we had a pretty serious heat incident. There's just, like 102 degrees and 122 heat index, and my layers have not laying as much, and I think some of them are molting and stuff too. So my egg count has gone down, and I'm not even keeping up with my regular customers now because of this. And so I made the decision to buy some chicks. I looked at poults, but yeah, I didn't see, like through Craigslist and stuff, and I didn't see poults that I liked, and they were a lot more expensive than what I was willing to pay for a chicken too. So I am on my way to the post office now because they just called me and told me that my chicks have arrived, and I'm going to go pick up my next season layers. Okay, these are called Dominiques. I've never had this breed before. As usual, baby chicks are exceptionally cute. But from the little bit I read about them on the Cackle Hatchery website, this looks like it'd be a good fit for my farm. So this is what we got. I think I ordered 25 of the little Dominiques. So I'm going to see how it goes, and you can find out with me. But first, I've got to go back to the tire shop. I don't know what's going on. Last week I had a low tire pressure thing come on, and I went to the tire shop, and they found a hole in one of my tires. And then 2 days later, I've got another one. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to see if I can figure out what's going on with my tires, and then maybe I can get back to the farm and get these guys put where they belong. Move. Move. Right, with the help of the dog, or no help from the dog, and intense interest from the cat, we finally got them in here. I ordered 25, and they sent 28, unless I can't count. And I can imagine me not being able to count because I was trying to fight off a dog who wanted to lick every one of them. But they're looking good. My brooder does not look so good. All that time that the pigs kept getting out, they've actually been hard on this brooder, so they're not going to be able to stay. There were too many of them. They're not going to be able to stay here very long anyway. But I've got this to put on it, and hopefully that will protect them from a cat and a huge dog. We'll see though. I don't know if you guys watch Ours Family Homestead. I do. I've been watching it off and on for several years. And I say off and on only because when I get real busy. But it seems like every time Daniel goes outside, he's got his dogs who want to participate in everything he's doing. And I've got dogs, well, They were trying to climb on my lap, and they're too big for that. But I'm trying to sit here so I can, because it's the next day. I have a project in mind. I want to talk to you about it before I do it. Sometimes I understand that this channel, my viewers want to watch stuff about animals. And I may have been doing this for a while, but when I try new things, I'm not always comfortable putting them on camera. Like when we were doing taking Oscar to the processor, I did not put that on camera, and I'm glad, because he had atrophied enough that his hind legs were not working at all. And so Tom and I could get him in a sitting position, but then we were trying to put a strap around his chest and pull him out of a mud hole, and he doesn't understand what we're doing, and he's pulling against us with his front legs, and for an hour, I mean, Tom and I worked to get this poor pig out of the mud hole. We'd get him pulled out, we'd take a rest, and he'd slide back into the mud hole, and then pull him back out again, and we were trying to load him up on to the trailer. Well, because his hind legs don't work, we were having basically slide him up a ramp, and it was heart-wrenching, it was difficult, it wasn't fun, and it did not need to be on camera. You know, every time we took a break, we took the water hose and we gave him a drink too, because he was just as exhausted as we were, and it wasn't a good thing to film. And even though that's part of my farm life here, that was not something I wanted on video. Well, today I'm going to take a chance. All of those ducks, the ducklings, the ones that have gotten so big and they look like adults now, I'm going to integrate them in with the big flock. Well, the only way I know how to do that is probably with my fish net, my big fish net. So I'm going to try to put them in, and which means I'm basically going to have to do it one at a time, crossing over some field and stuff. Whoa, stop. See, I try to hang on to a camera, and then somebody's got to have attention. So I'm going to try it. I'm probably going to do just the time-lapse part of it, and if it doesn't look good, then I won't do it. But that's what I'm doing this morning. I'm going to try to catch these ducks, put them in with my adult chickens and ducks, and get those together, because I'm doing okay, there's a couple of reasons I'm doing this. One of them is because they need to be put in with the adults anyway. It's time them to be all one big flock. But another reason is those little chicks that I got, they're in a little brooder. They're not going to last long in there, and my brooder shed blew up in those 2 storms earlier this spring, or earlier this summer. And oh my gosh, guys, I'm going to have to stand up whether I want to or not. So I need to have some place to put those chicks, and it'll work. If they need a lamp, I'm going to have a lamp. I can run electricity out to them so they can have heat if they need it at night and stuff, but I won't need to do it for very long, because it is summer and we're about to go into another heat phase. The last couple of days has been really nice. Right now it's just in the low 80s, I think. I think our high today is 90. I don't know. It's supposed to get into the 90s today, but the last few days the high has been the upper 80s. But it's morning time right now. It's still nice out here. There's a nice south wind blowing. According to my weather app, it's supposed to change to the northwest, but it's still supposed to get up into the 90s. But we're going into a hot stage, so I can put the heat lamp out there for in the evenings if I need to, for them to overnight, but I think they're going to be just fine. Right now I don't have a heat lamp on them, and they're wandering around and doing well. They're not huddled and stuff like that. So that is one of the good things about doing chicks in the summertime and not so much in the springtime, is they stay warm enough. Sometimes, like when they were in the brooder shed, I had to watch them because sometimes they got too hot, especially with my meat birds. So let's see how this goes. I know that I have Beethoven and Candy are ready to help, as usual. I don't know why they're so wound up. Well, that could have gone a lot worse. It didn't go perfectly though. Apparently there's a hole in my net, and I've got one male duck out there in the tall weeds somewhere, and I tried to chase him down, but those weeds are very tall, and he was very crafty. And the only other thing I have a concern about, let me see if I'll show you. This one right here that's on the other side of the weeds, that's the one I believe is blind. And she got off in the corner over there, and one of the roosters was attacking her. But she's making noise. They're all kind of finding each other. This is a current flock that's in there, and she's trying to integrate with them. And my other flock, well, I could be wrong. So maybe those are the ones, yeah, I think the ones out here in the corner are the ones that just tried to integrate in. Hopefully within the next day or two, they all get along better than what that rooster was allowing. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, this poor one right here, she calls. No, that's a male right there. I don't know where she went. Oh, she's right there wandering around. One way or another, all the ducks, well, I was gonna say all the ducks are together, but they're not. I've still got that one out there in the weeds somewhere. So I'm really hoping I don't find this blind duck dead later on, but we'll find out. Or they only got away in the weeds. Well, as glad as I am to get that done, I really hate that I lost the video to it. I don't understand what I did. It was there, I was looking at it, I was in the process of trying to switch it from one place to the next, and my hand slipped or something. And I've looked in all the different what do you call them, files and stuff, and I can't find that one little thing that shows where I actually got all the birds all put together. But it's done, and I'm glad it's done. I'll have to see how it goes. I do feel sorry for that blind duck. I'm not sure how long she's going to last, but we'll see. Maybe she'll adapt and do just fine. And because she is a female, I'm interested in keeping her, you know, because us females are the ones that lay the eggs. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up. Well, kind of, yeah, I'm in the process of wrapping it up. It has been exceptionally hot. The actual temperatures have been getting above 100, but just barely. But the heat index is just 117, 120, 122 one day. It's just been incredible. And today is no different. So I try to get out and get the work done outside early, and then find things to do inside if I possibly can. Alright guys, I did want to tell you about Podmatch. Those of you who have been with me anytime, for any length of time, know that I also have a podcast channel, This Grandma's Life podcast, and I post things through, well, that's not exactly true. What it is this is Podmatch just helps me be seen on other people's podcasts and platforms. And if I ever start doing interviews and stuff, I can look for matches and stuff that too. And I've noticed several of my friends are doing that, and they're getting some really cool interviews, and I'm working toward it. I don't know, I'm thinking about it. But podmatch.com if you're interested, and if you have a podcast and you want to get into where you can start interviewing different people, it's a really cool platform that helps you match up with other podcasters where you can do interviews with. And you can go down to the link below, podmatch.com. It doesn't cost you anything more, but it does help me out. All right, guys, I got to get back in where it's cooler. God bless. I'll see you next time.